Leave me alone at this point. I'm minding my business. I don't do anything. I don't say anything. Leave me alone, please. Enough time has gone by where it's valid to leave me alone. I beg of you, truly. That's my only request. Leave me alone. Be miserable somewhere else, please.
I think one of the biggest things is you have to know what the truth is behind everything. There's so many narratives that float around about me, about him, about us together. There's one big fat narrative that goes around that's like, Justin is not nice to her and he mistreats her. And I'm just like, it's so far from the truth. And it's the complete and utter opposite. Like, I really am lucky to say I'm with someone who is extremely respectful of me, who makes me feel special every single day. And so when I see the opposite of that, I'm just like, huh, because it's just, and everybody around who knows us personally would say the same thing. So I'm just like, at the end of the day, when there's rumors and that's why I love that Lizzo song that's out right now where she's like, all the rumors are true. I'm like, you know what? You're right. All the rumors are.
The flashbulbs popped like firecrackers on a humid Los Angeles evening, illuminating the tense lines on Justin Bieber's face. The world's eyes were on him, not for his music, but for a flare-up that will become one of the most talked-about celebrity moments of the year. When Justin confronted paparazzi hounding his wife, Hailey Bieber, with relentless questions about Selena Gomez, he made it clear he would not stand by and let his beloved be dragged into old drama. What followed was a burst of raw emotion, a glimpse into the pressure cooker of fame, and a powerful message about boundaries, loyalty, and love in the public eye. It was supposed to be a simple date night. Justin and Hailey Bieber, one of Hollywood's most scrutinized couples, had just finished dinner at a trendy restaurant in West Hollywood. As they exited, hand in hand, the familiar swarm of paparazzi awaited them. For many celebrities, this is just background noise, part of the price of fame. But that night, the questions took a different turn. Instead of the usual barrage about upcoming projects or family plans, the photographers zeroed in on Selena Gomez, Justin's ex-girlfriend and pop superstar in her own right. Hailey, how do you feel about Selena's latest interview? One shouted. Justin, do you still talk to Selena? Another chimed in. The volume and intensity grew, and Hailey's discomfort was palpable. Justin, usually practiced at ignoring such provocations, stopped in his tracks. He turned, eyes blazing, and confronted the paparazzi directly. Leave my wife alone, he said, voice trembling with anger. This isn't about Selena. Respect my wife. Enough. Celebrity outbursts are nothing new, but this moment struck a chord for several reasons. First, it wasn't about Justin defending himself or his own reputation. It was about shielding his partner from questions that had nothing to do with her. Second, it highlighted the ongoing obsession with celebrity relationships, particularly the persistent narrative tying Hailey Bieber to Selena Gomez, a story that continues to dog both women years after Justin and Selena's breakup. In an era when social media amplifies every whisper and rumor, this confrontation was more than a dramatic scene. It was a plea for empathy and respect. For many observers, it was also a rare window into the emotional cost of living in the public eye. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez's romance was the stuff of tabloid legend. Their on-again, off-again relationship kept fans and gossip columnists guessing for years. When it finally ended, millions mourned the loss of their favorite couple. But life moved on. Justin married Hailey Baldwin in 2018, and Selena channeled her heartbreak into her music and advocacy. Yet, for some fans and sections of the media, the story never seemed to end. Hailey Bieber, despite building her own successful modeling career and marriage, found herself repeatedly compared to Selena. Every move, every outfit, every social media post was dissected for hidden messages or perceived slights. For Justin, the constant references to his past were more than just irritating. They were a source of pain, both for him and for the woman he loves. That night in West Hollywood, years of frustration boiled over. To fully understand the significance of that confrontation, you have to consider Hailey's position. Since marrying Justin, she's been the subject of endless scrutiny and speculation. While she's been open about her own struggles with anxiety and the challenges of life under the microscope, she has also maintained a dignified silence when it comes to Selena Gomez. Hailey has repeatedly stated that there is no bad blood between her and Selena. In interviews, she's expressed admiration for Selena's resilience and talent, urging fans to stop pitting women against each other. Still, the narrative persists, with some fans even attacking Hailey online, accusing her of stealing Justin or insinuating that she lives in Selena's shadow. For Hailey, the paparazzi's questions at night weren't just annoying, they were a reminder how little control she has over her own story. Justin Bieber has been famous since he was a teenager. He's made headlines for his music, his fashion, his faith, and sometimes his mistakes. But as he's matured, he's become increasingly protective of his private life, especially his marriage. In interviews, Justin has spoken candidly about the challenges he and Hailey have faced, including his own struggles with mental health and the pressures of constant surveillance. "Marriage is hard," he told one interviewer, "but when you love someone, you fight for them." That fight was on full display that night. Justin's outburst was a declaration. He would not stand by while Hailey was made to feel like a supporting character in someone else's story. The incident quickly went viral. Videos of Justin's confrontation flooded social media, with fans and commentators weighing in from all sides. Some praised Justin for standing up for Hailey, calling his actions chivalrous and long overdue. Others criticized him for losing his temper, arguing that celebrities should expect tough questions. A significant contingent, however, focused on the deeper issue. Why, years after breakup, are Justin, Hailey, and Selena still being linked by the media and fans? Why is it so hard for people to accept that all three have moved on with their lives? Hailey herself posted a cryptic message on Instagram the next day, urging followers to be kind and reminding them that real life isn't what you see online. Selena Gomez, for her part, remained silent, perhaps recognizing that any comment would only reignite the cycle. Incidents like this raise important questions about the nature of celebrity. Where is the line between public interest and personal boundaries? When does curiosity become harassment? For Justin and Hailey Bieber, the answer was clear. The line had been crossed. Fame can be exhilarating, but it can also be isolating. Even the most glamorous lives are lived under a microscope, with every misstep magnified and every private moment at risk of exposure. For Justin, the costs were laid bare in his desperate plea for the paparazzi to leave my wife alone. If there's a silver lining to the incident, it's the conversation it sparked about celebrity culture, mental health, and the importance of respect. Fans and media alike were forced to reckon with the impact of their fascination with celebrity relationships, the way it can turn real people into tabloid fodder and real pain into entertainment. In the days that followed, several other celebrities spoke out in support of Justin and Hailey. They share their own stories of intrusive questions and relentless speculation, calling for a shift in how we treat public figures. For Justin and Hailey Bieber, the road ahead won't be easy. The media spotlight isn't going away, and neither are the questions about the past. But that night in West Hollywood, they drew a line in the sand, reminding the world that behind the headlines are real people with real feelings and real limits. As fans, we owe it to them and to ourselves to remember that, to celebrate their successes, yes, but also to respect their privacy, to enjoy the music, but not to demand access to every corner of their lives. In a world obsessed with celebrity drama, Justin Bieber's outburst was a rare moment of honesty, a plea for kindness, a stand for love, and a reminder that sometimes the most important fight is the one you wage for the people you care about most.